Welcome to the Three Rollingteers podcast. Welcome back to Varys. I am your Dungeon Master, Landon Burton, joined by Craydon Taw.
Hello, I'm playing Wretch.
And joined by Mason Burton.
Playing Warren.
Last episode, at the end, you guys leveled up to 2. Do you want to kind of discuss what you took for level 2? I know there's not a lot, but there's some.
Yeah? Caden, you can go first.
So for Wretch, I decided to go with I believe it was called Druidic Craft, and it allowed me to pick up 2 cantrips for Little Wretch.
Oh.
Nice.
I think one of those was Thunderclap, right?
We ain't gonna disclose it just yet.
Oh boy. Shenanigans inbound. Mason, do you want to say what you took for Warren?
Yeah, so at second level Paladin, you can choose for a fighting style. I went for fighting style feat, and I picked up the Great Weapon Fighting, because I'm using a Great Sword. And I got something which I think is new to the new class reworks, the Paladin Smite. I always have it prepared, and I can cast it without expending a spell slot, but then I have to wait for a long rest.
What? You have a free?
Yeah, free.
Smite?
Yes, sir. So I
Bullshit.
can cast it 3 times.
No, I refuse.
Hey, that's that rework class.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I will jump into a recap now. So last time, Warren, Wretch, Amara, and Theodore all were on a very high intense chase with the Ebony Spectre, aka a black dragon with the violet eyes. Once they got around halfway of their 1,000 mark retreat, the horse was taken out from under of Warren. Once the horse for Warren was taken out, Warren started to proceed on foot and run as fast as he possibly could. But then Wretch turned around as the hero he is to go pick up his buddy Warren and the hobgoblin chieftain Grugleg. At that point, Wretch's horse was taken out because he failed his checks.
After going back to save Mason, by the way.
Yep, after you went back and tried to save him,
Yep.
you then, both of you, then started to retreat on foot with Grugleg on Warren's back. Theodore then jumping off of the horse that him and Amara shared was challenging the dragon to get him off of you. All 3 of you scattered like rats, like picking up a rug, and were able to escape after the mysterious figure told the dragon there will be another time. They all left, and you went and made your way back to Blackwood, healing the hobgoblin in a condition not quite stable, but he's alive, and from the sounds of it, he'll make it. Once you got through that, and were talking to the older gentleman that owned the tavern, you decided to make your way at nightfall back to Craydon to discuss what your findings were to the Pontifex. And then you stumbled upon an older village that was destroyed. Investigating, you found an old windmill on the top of a hill covered in webs. Wretch entered and saw a purple humanoid with a enlarged belly called an ettercap. You then drew it out, and the other 3 took care of it and may I mind you, the reason why I was upset that Mason is now getting a paladin thing is because at level 1, with a natural 20 and a smite, did 41 damage.
48.
48 damage. You are
48.
correct. 48 damage. Demolishing the ettercap. After this ettercap was swiftly taken care of, a second one descended from the second floor as Wretch was trying to cut a humanoid figure free from the webbing. Then all 3 of them again made swift work of this ettercap, and now Wretch was able to cut free this small halfling woman from this web. And that's where we are now. So, Wretch, you have this little halfling woman. She is She's not in terrible condition, but she's not anywhere near healthy. You see, she's got like this shoulder length blonde hair and just some regular villager garb, like kind of tattered robes and like a slight, like a little apron kind of look to her.
Okay.
And since you're outside of the windmill, Imara comes over to look at her, because she's your healer, and she's kind of doing her rounds, checking wounds.
I run up to Amara while I'm carrying this little halfling, and Wretch goes up and says, "Pretty woman, I need you to save her. Make sure she doesn't got none of them little spider eggs in her."
Yes, of course. I don't think ettercaps do that. But of course, I'll take a look. And she's just kind of like giving her the rundown, like, where are we? What's your name? And she looks around with like bleary eyes and she says, my name is Adeline. What happened? And she looks beyond and looks past Imara to see like her village destroyed. And she looks back at this windmill and she goes, the last thing I remember is this creature flying overhead. And well, that was it. My house started to collapse and it's the last thing I remember, and now I'm here. And looking back at this windmill, seeing it covered in spider webs, she looks down at you, Wretch, and says, it couldn't have been more than a few hours. I'm not sure how this happened. Warren, you and Theodore are inside, kind of like checking everything out, and Theodore approaches you and says, we should probably rest for the night. We have a long journey ahead of us to Craydon. Thank you for doing what you did back there. I could see Pelor favors you.
Thank you. You as well. You helped me out.
Yes, I appreciate it. At first, I was a little skeptical for you and Amara's past, of course, but you seem to be an all right guy. And he holds out his metal gauntlet for a handshake.
And shake back.
He says, well, I'll start preparing. I'll unload the bedrolls, and I can start laying them out. Do we want to set camp in the windmill, or what is your ideas, Warren?
The windmill seems to be secure, so it's probably the best choice.
All right. I'll start making preparations. And Warren, just to give a slight recap of the windmill again, it is a like 25 foot by 25 foot hexagon, and it has a winding staircase all the way up, and then halfway up turns to a ladder with a hatch at the top. And there, from the outside, it's like a little. From the looks of it, it looks like it's a little area that could fit maybe 1 or 2 people. It's about 10 feet wide from the outside of it.
Okay.
So Theodore starts to prepare, and Amara is assisting Adelaide's wounds. Wretch, is there anything you want to do to prepare for tonight's stay?
Probably not. Wretch doesn't like spiders, so he's not gonna sleep in the windmill. So he's gonna post up outside.
Do you express that to anyone? Because I don't think anyone knows that Wretch has a little fear of spiders.
He just when they're like asking him, he just kind of says like, "Oh,
Try to act up.
someone needs to keep an eye out, make sure nothing comes in."
Theodore, hearing you from the outside, and Amara like nods her head like, "That's a good idea. We could." Yeah, and Theodore comes out and goes, I guess Wretch involuntarily just took the first watch of tonight.
Oh, I can take all of it, boss.
You need to sleep.
I got it.
Mara turns to you and says, well, Wretch, since I am a half-elf, I can also translate the bike.
Wretch raises a single eyebrow and he says, oh, is that so?
What do you mean? Theodore instantly. What do you mean? What do you mean? Is that so? What do you mean? Is that so? Warren, you see Theodore instantly gets upset.
Kind of hold Theodore back a little bit.
Yeah, you pull him back. You're like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's a goblin, Theodore. He's not gonna do anything.
Yeah. He better not. He better not. He points to him. You see Adeline goes, I'm uncomfortable.
Reg kind of says under his breath, he mumbles. He's like, "That's what you think, boss."
I'm gonna roll a perception check to see if he hears you.
Oh gosh, no.
That's a 19. You see Theodore goes, What'd you say, bro? What'd you say? Amara's like, okay, everyone, let's cool down. Rich, why don't you take first watch while all of us go in here and we can kind of calm down the situation with Adeline. Theodore's like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
As they enter, Reg kind of stops Amara for just a second. He says, "That man scares me."
Well, you are hitting on me, and I don't.
I am not doing such things. I would never.
Okay, Rich, you have a good night outside. I'll swap you during the night. Goodbye, and closes the door, and you hear muffled inside. I just don't know what the fuck his problem is. I just don't know. I know. I'm not really sure what happened to him. So you take first watch, and Warren, the halfling woman, and Amara enter in, and Adeline looks to you, Warren, and says, I didn't get to thank all of you and him, and she points out to the doorway, referencing Wretch, for saving me. I would have been gone without you. I appreciate it. This village of mine, we were closely in ties with Craydon, so I do have a few family members in Craydon. If you guys are going, I would love to travel with you, if that's okay, of course.
Yeah, that's where we're heading. You can tag along.
Okay, thank you very much. So you take first watch, Rich, and give me a perception check.
You want me to do a perception?
I want you to do a perception check.
Oh, SpaghettiOs. Okay, yep,
Hang
already
on.
bad.
Hang on, boss. Hang on.
Oh, cool. Here comes a +1.
+3, actually.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Oh, wow.
So a 12.
Yeah.
With a 12, you don't really see anything. You kind of survey the area, just see a very, almost too quiet of a swamp. There's not really any night life out here. It kind of seems like once the Ebony Spectre, aka the Black Dragon, showed up, that it's almost like that thing in, real life when there's a predator out in the forest and whatnot. Nothing is out, so you don't really hear any frogs. A slight hint of crickets and sounds like that.
Okay.
So through the night, around 2.5 hours rolls around. Amara steps out, and you hear the door kind of creak open, and very silently Wretch, you can return inside now if you'd like.
Well, you see, Amara, you see, I like to look at the stars when I sleep.
Oh, really? Go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Gosh, just because they're scared as fuckers.
He's a sweet young goblin.
A 15 + 2, so 17.
With a 17, she kind of looks at you and goes, okay, yeah, if you want to just go around back and sleep, I've got it.
I'll go sleep over here. Pretty lady.
Okay, sounds good. She holds up a shaky thumbs up. Okay. So with that, the sun starts to peek through, Warren, of this dilapidated windmill. You see the sun rays and dust are floating throughout, and it seems like you're the first one to wake up. Do you want to make any preparations before you head out for Craydon? You have about a 5 to 6 hour walk, and that was with you, Theodore, and Amara. So it might take a little bit longer with a wounded hobgoblin and a wounded halfling. So is there any preparations?
Just go. We gotta get there.
Okay. All right, you guys set out for Craydon. So you guys start your trek to Craydon, walking through muddy marshes and swamps, and then starting to gradually taper into a more field-like atmosphere. You get to the front gate, and I'm assuming you are taking the charge, Warren, correct? I'm sure you're taking it first. So you get to the front gate with two Craydon Crusader knights, and they kind of step between and they say, Warren, back already, sir. And they're like, how was the expedition, sir?
It was good, but I must speak to the what is it, Pontifex?
Pontifex?
Must speak to the Pontifex.
You can also just call him...
I forgot his name, so...
that's okay. You can call him Brother Balkan.
Okay, Balkan.
They look at you and nod knowingly, and they kind of like look past you to see all of you guys in a line see a goblin with a bow, a hobgoblin in bed, half of his body is burnt and wrapped up, and they see a new little halfling girl kind of give like a little wave, and they say, quite the entourage, right, brother?
Reg kind of goes to Theodore and is just like, do you think I should maybe stay out here, Theodore?
Theodore looks down at you and goes, I don't really like you, but as long as you stick with us, you're under the protection of Pelor's light.
Okay, I don't know what your people might do to me, and I just want to be nice to the pretty lady.
Excuse me? What'd you say? Mara, and Warren, as you're having a conversation, you hear Theodore and Rhett start to get into it again.
I feel like a dad. I have two kids and they just butt heads.
They're like, what'd you say? What did you just say? And Amara's like, hey, okay, everyone, let's stop. Reg, how about we come sit over here? How come we stand over here now? And the two paladins go to you, Warren, and goes, looks like you have your hands full, brother. Good luck in there.
Yes.
And they let you through to Craydon. You walk through the bustling city of Craydon, going through tight corridors of alleyways to cut corners. Since you know the city so well, Warren, since you've grown up in it, well, you three have, and going through the large open streets with wagons and carts being pulled. And Wretch, you probably are... I mean, I don't know how Wretch feels about them, but you see a lot of paladins here. And large amounts marching down the street. And you see a lot of them are kind of giving you weird looks. Well, they have a helmet on, but you can kind of see when they look down at you, you can kind of guess they're giving you some weird looks. And a lot of the civilians here are also giving you some odd looks as well. And Amara...
Rich just stays real close to Amara.
Amara looks down and says, as long as you behave yourself and stick with us, Pelor's light will guide us. Warren, you approach the church, this large black stone building with purple tiles, and in front a fountain of 4 paladins, the original founding 4. The names long lost to time, but the 4 paladins that started the Craydon Crusaders originally, they were basically they're basically a adventuring party. They started out finding light of Pelor, and these 4 just went through Varys to vanquish evil. When you get to the 2 guards standing guard at the church, they look at you, and since you've already been able to enter Craydon, they just nod and wave you in. But before you go in, they kind of stop you, Warren, and they say, are you sure a goblin is trusted in the sacred house of Pelor, brother?
I'm still skeptical about it too, but this goblin has proven to be useful. So we'll see what goes from there.
All right. We will trust your judgment, brother. May the light be with you.
May the light be with you.
So all of you step into the church. But you see Amara talking to the two guards with the hobgoblin and a halfling woman. And Theodore turns around and says, Wretch, Warren, you two tell the Pontifex what we saw today. I'm going to sort this out. And he turns around to leave to help Amara talk to the two guards. So you step into this church, Wretch, and you see this is this is the most insane architecture you've seen with your little goblin eyes. You're used to like tribal things and bones and skulls and rough wood, but you see the stone and the marble pillars are just immaculately carved, and you see down the center is a red rug, and lined on the walls and in the middle are pews. And you see the Pontifex Wretch. He is a priest with a big tall hat adorned in the purple colors of Craydon, and you see he's holding like what it looks like to be a mace, but it is like more of like an incense thing. Like this is kind of his cleric spell casting like focus basically. And you see he has the golden sun as a necklace, and he's holding a book, and you see he's talking to two other paladins, and you overhear like the last part of the conversation, like, okay, yes, thank you, brother, for your contribution. And he looks to you, Warren, and the other two paladins leave. He says, Warren Lionheart, and look what you've brought today, a goblin in the House of Pelor.
I know how it
Interesting
looks.
Choice. Yes, but we will trust your judgment. What do you have to report for your last expedition?
The Goblin Clan, we disposed of most of it, but apparently there's still some on the run, but we ran into some trouble, and the reason we couldn't kill the rest of the Goblin Clan is because of something they called the White Spectre. Or the Ebony Spectre, sorry.
Oh, yes, we've heard reports of that throughout the ranks of the other Craydon Crusaders. What is this Ebony Spectre? Were you able to get eyes on it?
Oh, we were. More than just eyes. The Ebony Spectre is a black dragon.
Rich kind of interrupts and is like, this thing was massive, sir.
Goblin, don't speak.
But
Not
what?
now, not now, not now.
Okay. He just kind of bows his head down.
Sorry, don't mind him.
The Pontifex looks at you and says, I'm sorry, brother, I'm not discounting your findings or any words you are saying with the holy truth, but did you mean to say black dragon?
Yes, a black dragon. We not necessarily fought it. We had to run. There was no way we were killing
What do
a
you
black
mean,
dragon.
Warren? I shot at it. It
Goblin!
bled.
Enough! I should have left you out there.
But and you see he like puts his hand to his chin and says, but that's impossible. That dragons in Varys
more
have not
to
been
it.
around.
There's more than just a black dragon. It was being controlled, I think. Someone was controlling it, and the dragon spoke, and it knew my name and this goblin's name.
What did the figure look like? And you see he opens his book and pulls out like a writing utensil.
He had a robe, a mask of some sort. It must be the way it was controlling the dragon. Had some purple sort of magic, which was matching the dragon's eyes.
Warren, he had dragon feet.
Oh yes, dragon feet as well.
Oh.
I'm assuming Dragonborn are in this world, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not guaranteed to be a Dragonborn, because Dragonborn are like actual people. They're not like bad, but I mean, it is an assumption.
Okay, I'll say it's a Dragonborn then. Presumably a Dragonborn.
He looks down at his notes after telling him basically a species known to be extremely strong has one of them have come back, and he looks up at you again, Warren and Wretch, and says, This is very, very bad. Let me fetch somebody.
And the dragon spoke of an empress. So there's more to this than just a dragon being controlled.
This is out of my realm. But, and you see he walks away for a moment to a back room, and you see he comes back with this paladin with like these lion pauldrons and lion greaves with and on the knees. There's like the lion head. You see he has like an ornate shield, and a great sword in his back. And he has the golden sun imprinted on his chest in like a purple cape. And his helmet has these like ridges on the top of it, but also has wings that come off the sides. And Warren, you know this as a marshal. A marshal is a very high-ranking member of the Craydon Crusaders. And this, he introduced him. He says, "This is Sir Varden. He is a marshal of the Craydon Crusaders, as you know, Warren." And he you guys kind of catch him up with it, and the marshal holds out his hand to shake your hand, Warren and Wretch. He gestures for both of you.
Shake his hand.
I kind of look up at Warren and I'm like, do I?
Yes, you can shake his hand.
Okay, and then Wretch just sticks out his hand and is like, yeah, okay.
The marshal, he nods his head and says, "So, I hear a black dragon has appeared in the shifting swamps."
It would appear so.
Well then, from my research on the evil beings of Varys, I don't know much about dragons. We've never encountered one before, but from my readings, I know they like to build lairs, and they're usually, for a black dragon, we have a few leads on where they could be, but I don't have any definitive proof. There is a fort, an outpost, Kilmere, they are in the crevices of the Jagged Expanse. This fort we lost contact with a few days ago, and I've set scouts out, and these are their findings. And you see he opens up a little journal, and what you see is like little bullet points, and they've observed erosion on rocks consistent with acid damage, and they also have seen corpses that have been melted down to the bone, and even some bone have been missing. And they've seen livestock missing, and goblins coming down the mountain more frequently than they used to. He says, "I think we can send a few scouts to maybe get a more accurate assumption, but anytime I send any scouts away to the Jagged Expanse that high up, they always seem to either disappear or are stopped." Well, and you see the Pontifex looks to you three in shock and says, I can round up as many paladins as I can. You can march to the Kilmere fort." Looking at you two, the marshal says, "Warren, and your name, Goblin, if I'm not mistaken, Wretch?
Yes, sir. That's my name.
Would you two be willing to accompany us on this expedition? Warren being an expert of the Jagged Mountains, and, well, Wretch, you're a goblin. You've come from that area. You could help us navigate."
As long as the pretty lady's going, I'll go with.
The Pontifex and Marshal look at you, Warren, and say, "The pretty lady?"
Warren just shakes his head no.
And the Pontifex says, "Well, Warren, if you would like to continue to go on expeditions with your current team members, Theodore, Haveblade, and Imara, you may assign these two to this, but I will leave this up to you. Please report to the Marshal for any further planning." And the Pontifex turns around. He holds his arm over his chest and says, I am a ray of light. Warm, bright, and indomitable. And he walks to the left. And the marshal approaches you two and says, I will start to round up as many troops as I can actually muster. I will report to our zealot over this church. We will leave first thing in the morning. So get your preparations out of the way now. We'll meet by the front gate as soon as first sun up.
Got it.
Right. And he says, may the light bless you, brother. And the marshal walks away, and it's just you and Wretch in this empty church.
Wretch kind of turns to Warren and says, if I am to accompany you, do you think I could maybe get some stuff to protect my soft bits?
Yeah, we're gonna go see if we can get some better items. Weapons or whatever else we need. Black Dragon is no joke.
You do know there is a postmaster that if you're on the Craydon Crusaders, that you can go to the quartermaster and actually get gear.
Okay. First I'll head back out. So I'll stand at the top of the steps.
Okay. When you get outside to the doorway at the top of the steps, you see Amara and Theodore are kind of talking, but you don't see the hobgoblin and the halfling anymore.
Oh no. Wretch's girlfriend's gone?
I'll just say, looks like we're going on another long journey up to the Jagged Expanse. If you don't want to end the mission now, just say so.
Theodore looks to Amara and then looks back at you and he says, well, I would never back down from divine retribution. And he looks to Amara and Amara says, it's good experience for honing in my healing, so I'm in as well.
Good, because we're going after this tainted dark soul.
Reg says to Theodore and says, Theodore, maybe you should stay in Blackwood.
Theodore looks at you, Reg, and goes, shut the fuck up. And then looks back to Warren and says, wait, you mean we're going after this dragon? A thing that has been extinct, quote unquote, but we're going after it, even though us three narrowly escaped.
It won't be just us three. We'll have more paladins and a marshal with us.
Oh, Amara pipes up. A marshal will be accompanying us on this expedition?
I mean, like Theodore said, it's a black dragon. No way we're killing it alone.
But Theodore, you gotta remember, I shot it twice.
Yes, you shot it and it did nothing.
I watched it bleed. It can die.
Well, of course it can die, but not easily by any means. Again, we narrowly escaped that. Are we serious about taking on a black dragon with the name an Ebony Spectre?
Theodore, if you're scared, man, you could just go protect Blackwood.
Again, he looks at you. Again, I'm not afraid. I just... And he kind of calms himself and says, going after this black dragon is going to be a suicide mission. Getting up to the Jagged Expanse alone is a difficult trek, but to fight a dragon at the end of this is going to be perilous.
We have to kill this dragon. There's no way it can be left alive. If it knows our name for some reason, there's more to this. I'm not going to just stand by while it destroys everything. That's not what a paladin does.
I'm with Warren on this one.
All right. Well, when do we depart?
Tomorrow morning.
All right. I guess I will start to prepare. Amara, would you like to prepare as well? And she looks at Theodore and looks to you, Warren. Yes, we'll meet at the gate at first light. We'll catch up with you guys later. Thank you for allowing us to come on this expedition, brother. And Theodore nods his head and, yes, thank you for this opportunity, brother, to vanquish evil together.
Sure.
And he puts his arm across his chest, and very quickly, I'm a ray of light, warm, bright, and indomitable. Good night. And you see Theodore starts to step away, and Amara looks at him, and she goes, or looks at you, Warren, and Wretch. And he's not afraid. It's just something this large. We're just knights. Warren, I'm just a deacon. We'll make it work, but just make sure when the time comes we have each other's back, all right?
Yeah.
She nods her head and catches up with Theodore. And it's just you and Wretch left alone with these two guards. The quartermaster, Warren, is just across the like the little courtyard you guys are in, where that fountain is with the statues. And it's in like a little building at the second floor, with like a lion door, like a door with a lion head on it. Do you want to go to the quartermaster right now?
Yeah. And after Amara said her rank deacon, Warren in his head is like, Dark Souls reference.
And copyright infringement. Goodbye, everybody.
Wretch looks up to Warren and says, "What happened to my old boss and the pretty little girl?"
Don't say little girl ever again. That's gonna get you in trouble, Wretch.
She's my height. She's little.
Yeah, but never mind. You just don't say that here.
As you guys are kind of talking about them, the guard on the right kind of overhears your conversation and says, "Well, the chieftain is a POW of the Craydon Crusaders. He has been detained and sent to the interrogation area. And so for the halfling woman, Adeline, she will be taken care of, and clerics outranking Amara, sir, are being dispatched at her aid, and she will be taken care of."
Reg kind of says one thing, and he says, for my old boss, make him work in a labor camp.
Gosh.
Sure. We don't really do that, but I mean,
you should start. You get a lot done.
all right, noted. And you see they kind of look at each other, like the guards, and just go, mm-hmm, and just go back to being like just statues. Okay, so do you guys go to the quartermaster, right?
Yep.
All right, you enter this basically small armory. This is you're not gonna find any like magic items and whatnot, but this is going to give you better, just standard gear. When you walk in, you see a small room with stairs leading up to your right or to your left, and a desk with papers, a few chests, armors lining the wall, and two weapon racks in the middle of the room, and a few chests. And you see this man with a like ringlet around his head, and he's in armor. And because the quartermasters will swap out, and you see he's sweeping, and Warren, you know this man as Eris. Eris looks at you as a little bell rings when you enter the room, and he says, "Oh, well, Warren, it's good to see you again. And your friend Goblin?
Sure.
Is he part of our ranks now?" Warren, you know if he's not a part of the ranks, then Wretch would probably not be able to get any gear.
Yeah, he's a part of the rank.
All right, give me a deception check. You're gonna want to roll pretty good. Wretch, if you want to give him the help action, you can.
I sure do.
Okay, what do you say to help Warren out?
I'm an informant, helping them cross certain paths in the jagged pass.
Don't worry, Wretch, I got a +3.
Actually, that's kind of true.
Do I get advantage or just...
Yeah, you get advantage.
Nice 17.
Okay, yeah. With a 17, Eris just kind of knowingly nods and says, "All right, yeah, no, that checks out." And he says, "Well, in the middle of the room here, we have pretty much any standard issued weapon for the Craydon Crusaders, and we also have armors also as our standard issue, from leather to studded to plate, and then we have cleric robes in the middle of the room. Whatever you'd like, I'll write it down on your provisions tab, and you can be on your way."
Do you have half plate?
Yes, we do have half plate, actually. And he kind of looks you up and down and says, "You may have to get fitted for this, but yeah."
Wretch looks up at Warren and says, "Can I get that one?"
Yeah, whatever you need.
Do you mean it?
Well, be smart about it. But go ahead.
Okay, so I'm thinking half plate.
Yeah, so yeah, you can go ahead and add half plate. You can also get a longbow if you'd like instead of a short bow.
Can Wretch also ask for one other thing?
Yeah.
I was wondering if you had one of those things that make a loud boom. My chieftain used to have one, but he lost it because I accidentally broke it.
Reg is kind of cute.
He is kind of just a cute little guy. A thing that makes a loud boom. You'll have to be more specific, sir.
I don't know the words. It like long distance, dead all of a sudden.
A bow? Sir? Again, I'm sorry.
Not a bow.
I'm not
not
understanding.
A bow. Not a bow. It's like something you hold in your hand.
Okay. Let's get that.
And you like squeeze, and then
Okay.
the thing at the end is just dead.
Okay.
It makes puff of smoke.
Are you talking about a firearm?
I think so. I don't know.
Well, unfortunately, little goblin, we don't have any firearms. It's not a standard issue weapon of the Craydon Crusaders. So, no. I honestly, hold on. I apologize, Warren. What do you mean? Like, why did you think that was gonna be a thing here? Like, honestly, like,
He
are
doesn't
you fucking
know.
dumb?
He,
No, are you
okay.
dumb?
All
Are you
right.
dumb?
All right. Calm down.
Whoa.
Calm down.
No, I just don't understand
I
like
don't know
why
what
that was a
standard
thing.
issue. I don't know what standard issue.
Oh, you don't know what standard issue yet? You're part of our ranks. Funny. No, that's funny. No, that's not a standard
newly a
issue.
part of the standard ranks, boss.
Okay,
Yeah.
both of you calm down. I already have a lot to
Oh,
do
I'm
with.
good. I'm good. I just don't understand how.
Okay, where can we get a
his
firearm?
goblin is kind of showing like no education type of thing, you know.
Okay.
Oh, no education. What, homie back?
No, let him go, Warren. Let him go.
No,
let him go, brother
I'm not
Warren.
letting him go.
No, let him go. Let's see what he can do. I guess.
Wretch just kind of launches himself off of the table. Can I roll for like a slippery check to see if I can just launch myself?
Are you going for an attack?
Sure. I'm just launching myself.
I hope you get a nat one and just like fall over everything.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack.
Oh my god. Okay, that's a 15.
Reg, you launch yourself like Kermit the Frog does in the Muppets movie, and like just and you see like you land on top of him. He goes, "Oh, get up!" and just starts like swinging on you, and like Reg gets on the ground, and this Eris just starts going at him. Warren, do you want to intervene?
Warren, like, he's holding his greatsword, quickly chucks it on the ground and runs across, and then just like pulls Wretch off of him.
Yeah, you pull Reg
Let me
off.
at him! Let me at him!
Oh yeah, try that again.
Come,
Try that
get
again.
off him.
Try that again. Fire
You
on,
need to
boy.
stop. Okay, we're leaving. We need to stop, and we're going.
He puts the stuff on the desk. He's like, just go, just take it. You grab your half plate, Reg, and you want to go longbow?
Yeah, longbow.
Okay. And as you're leaving, you open the door. Warren, are you escorting Reg out?
Yeah.
As you're escorting Reg out, he like waits for Reg to like be leaving the door, and he goes, "Yeah, no, don't come back here. I'll whoop your ass again."
Reg does like a little snarl.
Oh, dude.
Reg like lunges forward and Warren, you like stop him and push him back. He goes, yeah, go have Dada push you back.
Oh my god.
Warren slams the door, and you see like outside like a little group of people are just looking up at you because there was a lot of ruckus in there. And just kind of like
Warren gets down on one knee and he's like holding the side of his temple like a disappointed dad, and he's like you need to stop right now.
He was being mean to me, boss.
I get it, but you can't let words get to you.
Oh my god.
So you guys,
Dude.
Warren, do you want to take Wretch to your house?
No, I don't drive.
Where am I gonna go?
Yeah,
I don't know. You're gonna break something. Okay, yes, I'll take him to my house.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Warren, you get to your house. Do you want to explain kind of what it looks like on the outside?
It's just kind of a little nice, cozy house. It's not super big, but it's not small. Nice little medium, purple shingles for the Craydon colors, and 2 stories. Just it's in a nice. It's kind of in the middle of town. Where I mean, there's a bunch of buildings everywhere, so no one really gets full privacy. But
Yeah.
it's my nice little house.
Yeah, Wretch, you step into Warren's house. There's like a lot of papers everywhere because Warren, yes, he is like a knight, but he still has paperwork to do for like rising through the ranks and stuff. He's still studying basically.
I'm
He's
still
like,
in college,
Paladin
okay?
College. Yeah, that's exactly.
I'm working for my bachelor's.
Yeah, he's working for his Paladin
Warren,
bachelor's.
If you don't
My
want
doctorate.
me in here, I'll sleep outside.
No, it's
I
fine, Goblin.
understand.
It's fine.
As soon as you say that, Wretch, you start to hear like water dropping outside, like it's starting to rain.
Aww.
Okay, just don't touch anything.
Okay, so you guys go up for the night. Do you still have a little bit of time to kill? Like, do you guys kind of want to talk together?
Yeah, I'll go to set up his bed. Goblin, I don't really have anything, so I walk up to one of my windows and just pull like a little curtain down. And I just like pull like a bag of like rice or wheat, and that's his pillow and his blanket.
No. You give me the option between one or the other.
Okay.
Just like childhood.
So
Just for the listeners to know, when Mason and Caden and I were kids, we would have to choose what to sleep with when we would have like a sleepover, and this is where that reference is coming from.
I walk over and I pull like the curtain off. I grab the bag of like wheat for the pillow, or I point at a pile of books on the floor. I'm like, so which one is it gonna be? Because I don't really get company, so. Warren is kind of an awkward guy. he doesn't talk to people.
I'll take the sheet.
And then Warren checks the chest and he's like, "Oh wait, I got a Nemo blanket."
Oh man.
Smells like a dog has been laying on it.
So you guys, you set up his bed, Warren. Just this little crappy thing, but honestly, Wretch, this is probably the comfiest thing you've ever been able to lay in. You've been used to sleeping in like just straight up mud. Also, speaking of that, Wretch probably smells awful.
Oh,
Like, he probably smells terrible.
do I have a bath in here? I probably have a bath, right?
Yeah, you have like one of those like wooden tubs.
Yeah, the classic wooden tub.
Yeah, classic wooden tub.
Okay, so I go to Wretch real quick. Warren's like, Goblin, you kind of stink. No offense. Have you ever had a bath?
Fuck is that?
Hey,
I just put water in this, and then you get in and clean yourself off.
Why would I get in it? I want to be out.
No, you need to clean yourself.
What does that do for me?
Makes you not stink and makes you look presentable. For the pretty lady. Now
Yep, alright. What do I gotta do?
Okay, get in there. I can warm it up a bit. We have like soap, right? There's probably soap.
yeah.
You take this bar that smells good and just wipe all the dirt off. Get all the nooks and crannies.
He kind of like grabs the bar and he's kind of eating it a little
No,
bit.
no, get that out of your mouth. Oh my gosh. Do I need to help bathe you?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I just ran. Get in the tub.
Reg gets in the tub.
I start cleaning him.
You're like brushing him, and it's like, oh, it's like trying to bathe a cat. Reg's like, no, please.
Reg does one last.
It's funny every time.
He like tries to jump out and like he's all wet, and you're like, no. Give me an opposed athletics check.
Athletics?
You
Warren
just
and
see
Rhett.
Goblin and try to jump out.
Okay, wait, so we both roll?
Yeah.
It's an athletics. Okay, I got a 17.
Oh, no.
Unnatural 20.
Oh, Rich, you are a wriggly little guy, but you see Warren is a little bit stronger than you, and he's like, "Come here," and just like pulls you back in the depth. No, just pushes you in the water. And does Rich have any hair? Like he has like a little bit, right?
He has like strands of hair.
You see after he like dries you off, it's like a big bushy mess on top of your head. And he kind of combs your hair, and yeah, you sleep for the night.
Wretch like lifts up his armpit and he sniffs it. And he's like, ugh. I miss the old smell.
Now you don't smell like garbage.
I miss it though.
Trust me, it's gonna be real impressive when you smell good.
Oh, all right.
Nightfall starts to roll in, and you see and you hear the streets start to quiet down, and you guys kind of get into bed, and you guys return to sleep. And tomorrow morning is a big day. Okay, so you guys make your way to the gate at first sunrise. The sun is barely peeking up. Wretch, this is probably the earliest you've ever woken up.
I beg to differ. He's been thrown around by his goblin kin. I'm sure they make him get up way early.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
I bet he doesn't even sleep.
I used to take care of this beautiful pony. Her name was Pearl.
Yes, Wretch. You've talked about her before.
I miss her so much, Warren.
Yeah, you guys are like walking down the street together.
We're on a
and,
first
like,
name basis now.
Yeah, you're finally on a first name basis.
Are we? Damn, okay.
I've been calling you Wretch. He might call you Goblin here and there, though.
Yeah, you guys are still not like friends per se, right?
Yeah, he's more my child now.
Mind you, Wretch is like, he's like a 30-year-old goblin.
Yeah, we're still not even really friends. We're getting there.
So you guys go to the front gate, and you see Theodore and Amara are already there, and Theodore was, nice to finally show up, and like a few paladins kind of crack up, and he like bumps them a little bit, and Amara's like, are we ready for this? And you see the marshal standing at the front of there is a large company. This is like 30 paladins deep, and like 10 cavalry units, and you see 3 wagons as well ready to set out. This is a large scale thing.
Yeah. Let's move it.
Okay. So you guys approach the marshal, and the marshal says, I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be a long, treacherous, and dangerous encounter. Make sure all of your loved ones know that today will be a very difficult day. He holds his arm against his chest in front of the entire company and says the Craydon Crusader Creed. I'm a ray of light, warm, bright, and indomitable. And you guys will set out on your expedition. You guys are traveling for a few hours at this time, and you get to the start of the jagged mountains, twisting and winding through these valleys, and you get to an area where on the left of you is a sheer rock wall that goes very, very high, and then a sheer drop off, a couple 100 feet drop off, and the wagons are barely wide enough to clear this path. You're walking along this path, and the marshal in front of you says, we just have a few hours to go, and we can set up the war camp. Let's keep pushing, everybody. And go ahead and give me perception checks. I'll roll some for Theodore and Amara as well.
Okay. A 14 for me.
Okay. With a 14, Warren, you know the Jagged Mountains are a hub for dangerous encounters. You are walking along this long, winding dirt path, and you start to hear a little bit of movement at the top of the rocks. You hear and see little rocks starting to fall a little bit, and you can kind of tell something is around you. Do you want to say anything, or do you just want to be vigilant and watch?
I'm gonna go up to the marshal and say, I think something is around here.
What do you mean? Like, what?
Well, I'm not really sure what it is yet, but something feels off. Just make sure we're remaining vigilant.
Yeah, so you start walking a little bit, and then once you get to this winding part of the road, you hear a roar echoing throughout the entire mountain. All of a sudden, you see these 3 large boulders start to descend from the mountain, and then behind you, a large boulder is being thrown at paladins. Go ahead and give me dexterity saving throws.
On it, boss.
Okay.
Oh, Theodore... Amara makes it, Theodore does not.
What do we need to make?
At 13.
16 for me.
I hit a 13 on the dot.
Okay, so you'll be good. So, rocks start to descend from the top of the mountain. You hear the marshal just scream at the top of his lungs, "Boulders!" And you see multiple paladins are taken out instantly by one rock. And then all of a sudden you see 3 large Ettins. One behind you, one on the back left, and one directly in front of you guys drop down. These Ettins are these large, hulking, ogre-looking creatures with this bluish tinted skin, large trees as clubs, and 2 heads. You see they have crude leathers and armors on them. Roll initiative.
Oh boy, they're above me.
Okay, so Warren with you got a 19, correct?
Did I?
Yeah, I thought you got a 19.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Yeah, so Warren with a 19, Ogre, first 2 ogres with an 18, Wretch, and then the last ogre, and then Theodore and Amara behind them. So you see a few paladins are instantly taken out. How this encounter is going to work is you guys will be going against this ogre here, and the paladins will be acting as a swarm, taking the other 2. How well you guys are doing will dictate how well they're doing on their fights. They're fighting 2 Ettins. It's like a 40 paladin with a few cavalry units versus them. So, Warren, we're going to start with you.
Can I hop in the back of this wagon and fire up that ballista? Can I man it?
So what they are is it's like a large canister. It almost looks like a rocket launcher type of thing. But you throw a large ballista bolt in there, and you light it, and it shoots.
Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah, if you want to retreat to the wagon. Yeah, you surely can.
Should maybe step at the front.
From the wagon, you are 20 feet away from the wagon.
Just don't know if I should maybe stay in the front.
What language do these things speak, by the way?
What do Ettins speak?
Yeah.
They speak, I think it's Giant and Common.
Okay, so Wretch actually speaks Giant.
Okay.
I don't know if we can use that.
I mean, everyone can talk to them. They're dumb, but you can talk to them for sure. Okay. So
I guess. Okay, do you maybe want to man the ballista?
Yeah, I can.
Or I can if you want. I don't know what you want to do.
I'm a ranger, so I'm gonna stick back.
Okay.
Most of the time, anyway.
Okay, Warren, that's you.
I guess I'll go up front.
Warren, like the hero you are, you run past everybody. You see this massive thing. This is 3 times your size. You are about up to its knee, and when you run up, the Ettin looks down, and one head goes, "Oh, puny!" and the other head goes, "Oh, I'm going to eat his bones, brother." Warren, go ahead and make an attack.
Oh boy.
Oof.
14.
A 14.
Yeah.
A 14 is actually gonna hit. I did not think that was gonna hit.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do your damage.
Mason.
Yeah.
I have a badass thing I want to try. Can I
Okay.
try it?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
you have two Ettins before you, and one of those Ettins is the one in front of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for damage.
Okay.
So every 1 or 2, since I have the great weapon, acts as a 3, so I can't roll below a 3.
Oh, that's good. That's really helpful.
It says for damage rolls, but I don't know if that counts like for my radiant as well.
No, that's just like the... Because you
Physical?
have the Nick ability, correct?
The grays, but that's
grays,
if
yeah.
I miss. The great
Yeah,
weapon
that's only if
is...
you miss.
No. I have the great weapon fighting. Every 1 or 2 I roll is a 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, so you can't roll below 3.
Yeah. It's treat any 1 or 2 on a damage die as a 3.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
So does that count for my radiant as well? The damage
No,
die.
I just think that's the physical.
Okay, that's fine. So
So what was that?
so 12 physical, 11 radiant, so 23 in total.
Wow.
Sorry, it's kind of hard to do math.
Okay, you run up and after the Etten just insults you.
Swipe a nice purity seal on my weapon.
Yeah,
Light
and you
it up.
come down and smash like into his leg, and he just, "Oh, you're going down for that one." You see the Etten behind starts running into the paladins, and just starts sweeping paladins and clerics. You see the paladins behind are holding best they can, and clerics are as well. The Etten in front of you is going to take one swing with his club,
Okay.
and he is going to come down on top. Oh, that is a 14.
More like he's gonna miss.
He's gonna miss. He comes down and swings down on you. This little it is 15 feet wide. This path you're on, so you still have a little bit of wiggle room. You dodge to the left, and you see this Etten smashes down, destroying some of these rocks, and you see like a big chunk of rock just falls into this natural occurring lake down there. He's going to take another attack with his club. That is going to be a 20.
Yeah.
That is a 20.
Yes.
All right. Okay. He swings down. When you dodge to the left, he then comes back around and swings at you for 8 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, he like pins you against the rock, and you're like trying to push this large club, straining, and he goes, "You can't lift, you're small!" Wretch, that's you. You see Warren is pinned against a rock with this giant club.
Okay, so I have kind of 2 things. One, does Wretch have any rope on him at all?
Yeah, I'll say you have rope.
Okay. Secondly, I just want to have clarification on Thorn Whip. It says if it's a large or smaller creature, you can pull it up to 10 feet closer to you.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
If this Ent falls down the cliff, is he just dead?
he might die. I mean, it depends. I'll give him like a saving throw to try to not fall off completely.
Okay, so what I'm kind of thinking is I want to have Wretch basically run here, and he's gonna kind of makeshift like an arrow attached to the rope, or actually, you know what? No. So he's gonna basically be handing the rope to Theodore and saying, "I need you to hold this while I'm doing stuff."
Theodore looks at you. Oh, in combat? We're gonna have shenanigans in combat?
Just trust me. Just trust me.
God. And he holds the rope for you.
Okay. And then so I think that was only like 3 tiles or whatever.
Yeah, so 15 feet.
So Wretch is gonna basically drop down to the full 6 tiles. So
Oh, you're going to like...
basically be dropping down.
Oh, so you... I'm okay, here's what I'm going to say. If you want to do that and have Theodore hold the rope for you, he's not going to be able to take a turn.
I think it's fine if I land the Thorn Whip.
That's probably fine. We have the Marshal here.
Okay?
Yeah, so I believe it was like right about
it was right there.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rich, you give the rope to Theodore. Theodore then is holding it. You jump off, and he goes, "Oh God!" and he holds the rope and braces. Okay, you are like hanging down.
Okay, and then I just have to roll an attack. I just have to beat a 14. Let's go, everybody!
Let's beat that 14.
No, wait, it won't.
Oh, that's a 14 on the dot because I have a +5.
Oh.
Oh, okay, so
So it automatically, okay, how it reads is you can pull it up to 10 feet closer to you. So I'm guessing that's automatically. Plus I do 1d6.
is there no strength saving throw or anything?
Doesn't say. Yeah, so it reads exactly. You create a vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out at your command toward a creature in range. Make a melee spell attack against the target. On hit, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage, and if it is a large or smaller creature, you can pull it up to 10 feet closer to you.
Oh, okay. So, Rich, how does this look when you pull this Etten towards you, and also do a d6 of damage as well?
Okay, so that's gonna be just, I believe, just that base damage I just rolled, which was 5. So 5 damage.
Okay.
Basically, Wretch, as he's, after having Theodore hold the rope, he is quickly, like, tying the rope to, like, his waist, and he just kind of, like, does, like, a free fall. And as he's falling, he turns around, and he does, like, a little whip motion, and the spell kind of comes off his arm and forms, like, the vine, right? And he's pulling the giant down.
Oh, okay. So the Etten is grabbed by the arm and no, and he falls. I'm going to give him a dexterity saving throw. He's not dexterous. He has to beat a 10 to not plummet. So
Come on.
here we go.
That one, here it comes. Ah.
Okay, with a 12, he is down on the ledge here, but if he was able to take enough damage, he would be able to fall. The Marshal runs past you.
That was
Warren.
badass, though.
That was very good. You see this Etten is holding on with one hand. He goes, brother, this is not good. The other one looks at him, shut up, fool, and work. The Marshal runs past you, Warren, and goes, you all right, brother?
Oh, to me?
Yeah, he ran past you.
Yeah, I'm good. Just,
Okay.
I got boo-boos.
Okay. Oh, Marshal gets to take 2 attacks in one turn.
Ooh, one day that will be me.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Runs
a 20.
over.
No, that was a good.
Oh, wow, that's both going to hit. He's going to do a lot of damage. He runs over, overhead
Ooh,
swings.
Rolled low, though.
No, yeah, he did kind of bad. With 9... No, with... I apologize. With 16 damage, he runs over and smashes down on this Etten's hand with a greatsword, almost severing it completely. The Etten lets out a very painful groan. Just... okay, he's going to roll another dexterity saving throw to see if he falls. He has to beat a 12.
Oh.
Okay, he's going to stay hanging, but you
Sheesh.
see blood is starting
Almost
to
got him,
trickle
though.
down the rock. And Wretch, you are face to face with this Etten, and he looks directly at you, like as you both are hanging off this rock. I'm gonna eat you for a snack. This other Etten at this top part behind you guys, to the paladins, he's just hurling rocks at these paladins. The paladins are taking the hits pretty well, but your ranks are getting thinned out. Theodore is going to run and do an attack as well on this hanging Etten.
Wait, so
I
he's
thought
holding the rope.
he can't attack.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Rex is like, wait.
Yeah, oh, my bad. Shit, sorry. Amara. Let's see. Amara, how hurt are you? Warren?
I'm at 14 or 16 HP out of 20.
Okay. Amara's just gonna heal you for.
Max.
Wow,
I'm good.
that's pretty good. 13
Oh, yeah, I'm
damage.
chilling.
She runs up, heals you, and she says, "Are you all right?"
Oh, I give her a kiss. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Don't do that. Yeah, I'm good. That feels a lot better.
All right. Here are the knights' turns. Here's what they. Ooh, that's an at 1.
Oh, come
That's
on.
a nat 1. The paladins are starting to lose bad. Warren, the Marshal looks at you and says, "Go help the others. I've got me, Wretch, and Amara have this one. And I guess Theodore, but Theodore's doing something else." And he goes, "I'm just trying to help. Just trying to help."
That's a far run for me, but yeah, I'm on it. I won't get there in this turn, though.
That's okay. Yeah, so you just start
You could
plucking
mount
it
the
from
ballista.
behind. Oh, that's true. You could launch this ballista, like rocket or javelin.
This back wagon?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could.
yeah, you could do that.
All right, yeah, I'm going to do that. when I get there.
Okay, that is now Etten in the back. You see the Etten is just starting to swing on these paladins. You see like 5 paladins are instantly destroyed, like smacked off of the mountain. That is Etten on the rock. He needs to fail a 12 in order to fall off. That's a 15. This
This
Etten
dude is holding
not
on.
letting go. You see the Etten starts to climb up. Oh boy.
Wretch is just kind of like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Where's the nat 1 for this? Why are guys?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
classic
that's-
DM. When it comes to helping us, you roll bad. When it comes to helping you, good.
That's true, unfortunately.
It's okay, Mick. I will Thorn Whip again.
That was pretty smart.
That was pretty smart. That was good.
I was like, I'm not trying to ruin the encounter, but
No,
Yeah,
that's
I
very
didn't
smart.
know
You
how
have
to do
3
it.
of them.
no, it's a cantrip.
I think he's saying we have 3.
No, yeah, you have 3 Ettins.
Oh, we have 3.
Where's
Wow,
even
there's 2
the?
behind you.
Oh, there's 2 back there.
Yeah, the second one is on top of this rock, just hurling rocks down.
Okay, I might target that second one.
Yeah, so the Etten climbs up. You see his hand is barely hanging on and goes for the Marshal and swings down on top of him. Just a massive club, the size of him, honestly. Okay, 9 is going to miss, but a 19 is definitely going to hit. Comes down on top of him hard. Oh my god, I'm rolling like dog shit. For only 7 damage. 7 damage to him. Amara just is like, well, that's another heal I gotta do. Wretch, that's you. You're hanging down on this rope. You still do have a line of sight on this Etten. You could pull your bow out.
I'm gonna try and do the Thorn Whip again, actually.
Okay? No, you can
See
try
if I
that
can
again.
Maybe topple him down.
Or he's gonna grab the thorn whip and slam you.
That's a nat 1. Yeah, Wretch, you
Nice
do
nat
the
one.
grapple. You go to throw this vine whip, like the spectral vine whip out, and you see the Etten grabs the whip and just like disperses the magic and goes, "Not again, little green boy!"
Wretch is terrified, and with his with his bonus action, he is going to roll a hide action.
He's gonna hide.
Oh gosh. I just want Theodore to let go of the rope, and you're like,
Okay, so that's gonna be a 17.
just falls.
Okay, 17. You like huddle into this little crevice of rocks, and the Etten. Where'd you go? I was gonna use you as a chew toy. Yes, brother. I was gonna use him as that too. The Marshal runs up again. 2 attacks onto the Etten.
Oh,
That's a nat 20.
Oh, let's
That is
go.
a nat
and the other one hits.
20. That is 66 worth of damage.
Goodness. Oh.
That is 34 damage without any spells or anything.
Well, you gotta make sure you're adding the plus twice because you're doing 2 attacks.
Yeah, I had it 3 times actually because one of them's a crit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just for the audience, how we do crits is we roll double the dice, and then double your modifier as well. The Marshal runs up and just fully slices off one of his hands and just cuts into his his leg, dropping him down, and he coughs up some blood and goes, "No, not good, brother." That is back Etten. He starts throwing rocks down, but the paladins are like shooting him with like crossbows and hitting him with sacred flames. The top one is looking a little worse for wear, but the one behind everyone is just cleaving through paladins. Theodore is holding onto that rope. He like yells down because he doesn't see you, and he goes, "Wretch, are you good?"
Wretch doesn't say a thing. He's too scared.
You see Amara just fully. He's like, "We need to look for him. That's really bad."
Wretch like tugs on the rope to make him shut up.
Yeah. Wretch just does a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, the Etten. Okay, so Amara is going to do Sacred Flame on the Etten. He needs to be. Nice. That is a 2. So she's going to do a D8. She could actually kill him here. Oh my god. Amara utters these words, and you see a divine radiant beam come shooting down through the clouds and just lighting this Etten on fire. He just starts screaming, and he's just, "No, brother, it burns like bees!" And you see he jumps, the Etten jumps off of this 100-foot cliff into the water, and you just hear a boom, and smack it into the water like belly flops, and you see just slowly this large body starts to sink. That is the Paladins' turns again. They're going to go for these Ettins. Nice. With a 17, they start winning this little battle. The crossbows are flying aggressively, and you see all of the clerics are just casting Sacred Flames and and Green Flame Blade, things like that. Warren, that is now you.
All right, I'm going to get in the back of this wagon.
Okay, you jump into the wagon, and you see a case with a lot of, like, these ballista javelins next to it. You pop open the case, and what you see is a large cylinder item, or like a large cylinder with a lion head, like a gold lion head, and then on the back is a little latch that's probably how you were to load it.
All right, I load this bad boy up.
Okay, so it is going to have ballista stats. It can do, so it's a +6 to your attack roll, and you can either shoot 120 feet normally or 480 feet at disadvantage. It does 3d10s worth of damage.
Okay.
So you could either go for the back one or the one on the top. The one on the top is looking a little bit worse, but the one in the back is...
I'm going to go for the one in the back.
looking not too bad.
Okay, the one in the back.
Okay.
You said a +6 to hit?
Yep, so it has a +6 to hit.
14?
With a 14, that's going to hit. You load it onto your shoulder. This large lion's mouth launches this javelin out. Go ahead and do 3d10s and then add 6 to this damage. Some big dammies. You could get some pretty good
Oh,
ones. Oof.
yeah. 24.
24 damage. You launch this javelin and lodge it directly into his stomach, and you see the Etten stumbles back and grabs the rock. You see it's between this little, for him it's a little crevice of this rocky mountainous region, and you see he's holding his stomach and blood is trickling down and out of his hand with this large ballista bolt hanging out of his stomach. And he just, oh, that hurt so bad, like when I ate bad cow. He is going to start, he's going to look at you. And he goes, you're bad. You're dead, brother. We launch rock. And he's going to take a rock and launch it at you. He's actually going to take 2. Oh, boy. That's a 9 and a 3 on the die. That's not going to hit.
No.
Lovely. Yeah, he picks up rocks and starts launching them over these paladins, and one smashes into the rock above you, showering this canvas wagon with rocks, and it's like ripping through the canvas top. But then the other one just fully misses. Wretch, that's you.
Wretch is gonna start climbing back up, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, since you have a rope, I'll let you just use like half your movement to climb up. No checks needed.
Okay.
As you climb up, the Marshal looks at you, Wretch, and he goes, if you want to prove yourself today, Goblin, go ahead and go for that Etten in the back.
That was 3 times, right?
Yep. So you can move...
3 more.
3 more.
Okay, so I want to move...
Or you can dash, actually.
I want to dash, so is that 9 total?
Yep, that would be, 50 feet. Okay, Wretch, you can get to the first wagon if you want to try to use a ballista thing as well.
Yeah, sure. I'll try.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't have to be next turn? You just
Yeah,
dash.
so it's going to be next turn, but you get in to this little wagon, your little spindly body crawling through. You open this case and see the cylindrical object, a latch in the back, a lion's head.
Wretch just kind of does a little... So they do have the guns that just kill things from far away.
The Marshal is going to dash.
Issue my ass.
Okay, the Etten is going to throw a rock at you and also the Paladins. Ooh, Warren. That's not good. With that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
That could be some bad damage for you.
That it is.
Yep, with 17 damage. launches a rock onto the wagon, smashing one of the wheels. And you see like one of the horses of the cavalry unit like rear up and throwing this paladin down to the ground. Theodore is going to do a dash action as well to get to the back as fast as he can. Amara is also going to follow suit right behind him. Okay, that is the paladins. They're going to go for these Ettins.
Keep going for the top one.
Do you want to command? Like, do you want to tell them that?
Well, I mean, I want to kill this bottom one, but you said that top one's kind of low, and we need that rock thrower to be done.
Very true. The top Ettin is very low.
So yeah, I'll yell like, go for the one that's at the top. We need the rocks to be done.
You see a few paladins look to you and say, yes, brother. Load in their crossbows and do an additional... Oof, this Ettin is looking pretty worse for wear, but the one directly behind all of these paladins are... Like, he's looking the worst. Warren, that is to you.
Come on, hit. Oh,
no.
That one.
Warren, your gun jams. Yeah, no, it jams. You go to fire it and just... the javelin launches halfway, shooting the sparks out the back. That is going to be an Ettin. He's going to start cleaving through these paladins. Your paladins are getting a little thin on manpower. Oh, that is a 15 and a 19 on the dice. That is bad damage and bad news for your paladins.
Oof.
You see multiple paladins, like 5 or 6, are just swiped off of the mountain clean, and a few of your clerics are also gone as well. Wretch, that's you. You just saw a bunch of people get launched off of this sheer cliff into the water below.
Wretch is a little scared that he's, not going to use this quote-unquote standard-issued weapon correctly. What were the stats for it again?
So it is just the ballista stats. So it is a +6 to hit and +6 to attack. You could shoot it 120 feet without disadvantage, and then anything over that to 480 feet maximum. Disadvantage 3d10s worth of damage.
Do I have enough range to hit the one in the back?
That is 125 feet, so you're just barely 5 feet too far out of range. And these things are pretty heavy. You could, if you do want to wield this and move, it's going to be half your movement that you'll be able to move, because this is a large piece of machinery.
Can I literally just move that 5 feet then?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will move that 5 feet.
Yeah, Wretch, you grab this large cylinder with the
line.
wagon, jump out of the wagon, and set up on one knee. Go ahead and roll your attack. Add a +6 to this.
That's going to be a 22, boss.
Oh, a 22. Wretch, you little explosive expert. Go ahead and roll 3d10s, and then add a 6 to that.
So
20.
It's going to be 23.
Oh my. With a 23, Wretch, how do you want to kill this Ettin?
Wretch, he posts up with it on one knee, kind of thinking like he's just holding it, like the head of it on his knee, and he's just aiming it, and just like a big boom, and it sends him flying.
Yeah, Wretch, I love to think that Wretch is like a little Muppet, just launches Wretch back.
Flying.
Yeah, and you see it bounces off the rock, like you kind of missed, so it bounces off the rock and then at an angle goes through the head of both Ettins, destroying them instantly. Just wait, it drops to the ground. This large hulking body just falls lifelessly onto the path, just blood pouring down and trickling down the rocks like a spring storm, and just laying out on this path. The Marshal is going to do another dash action to get to the back as fast as possible. The Ogre is going to throw one rock at you, Warren, and rock at the Paladins. That is going to be a 18 to hit you and a 24 for the Paladins.
Okay.
Okay, here comes another. This isn't going to be as much damage as usual, because they usually will hit you with 2 in a row. So that's only 12 damage to you, Warren.
I'm down.
Oh, Warren gets smashed with a rock. The cylinder launcher is rolled on the ground, and Warren is down. Theodore sees this happen and goes, "Oh, by Balor's light, God!" He runs over to you, Warren, and grabs you, like grabs the back of your head and grabs your chest, and he's going to give you, let's see how much HP he can actually. Oh, he can give you 10. He is going to give you 5 HP. He runs over to you, so go ahead and heal yourself for 5 HP.
Yeah.
Grabs you by the back of the head and touches your chest, and he goes, "Brother, you're not out of this fight yet. We have to keep fighting. You've got this. Pelor's light is with you."
Oh, I'm out of this.
Amara is also going to run up to you, Warren, as well, with Theodore. And she is going to... okay, she's going to give you another Cure Wounds. She runs up to you and says, "Theodore, I've got it from here. Thank you very much." "Of course." And she's going to heal you for 13.
Nice.
That is good. Paladins are going to continue. Oh, fuck. That's a 5, and they only have a +5. That's a 10. That is not going to hit. So the Paladins are shooting at this Etten at the top, but to no avail. It is still up and living, throwing rocks like the tyrant it is. Warren, that is now you. You're back up. Your gun is jammed, so you're going to have to make a either a strength saving throw to pull it out, or you can do a dex check to get rid of it.
Can I, like, maybe get on that horse that flung off that cavalry unit and, like, ride up to him?
Go ahead and give me an animal handling check, because this horse is very spooked. His rider was launched from him. I mean, yes, these are war horses,
Yeah,
but...
alright, nothing. 7.
Oh, with a 7? You go to get on the horse kicks you in the head, and you just... yeah, so Warren, give me a strength check to pull this javelin out.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Ooh.
Warren, so with a nat 20, what I'll say is you get this javelin out and throw another one in. I will let you... This is a little...
I try to get on the horse. I'm like, alright, horse, have it your way. And I just quick reload.
This is pushing the rules a little bit, but since you got a nat 20, when you load it with just the right amount of gunpowder, and I'll let you add another d10 to this roll. So it's 4
Ooh.
d10s.
Okay, so do I just roll damage right now, or do I gotta hit?
You gotta hit. Oh, yeah, I hope you hit.
Gosh.
I hope you hit.
Me too.
They have a low AC.
Oh my hell!
After, with a 3,
Gosh.
the horse, when it kicks you, it like dazes you, and you shoot this javelin into a tree, and he goes, "Oh, you fucking suck!"
I'm pointing the gun, and I think Wretch is the end. Fire at Wretch, but it just...
I'm like, wait!
Wretch, speaking of that, that's you.
Gosh, dude, I'm just useless through the rest of this fight.
Okay, so I'm gonna
You were a
put-
badass at the first of the fight.
I
but
was. Now I'm just a clown. Armara hates me now.
Do I have sight on it?
Yeah, you see it. Yeah.
Okay.
You from this
I think
rock,
you actually do.
it comes out just a little bit. Yeah, no, I would say you'll have sight on him.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll the shoot.
Warren, Amara sees that, and she just kind of scratches her head and like, "It's okay, Warren. You'll get him next time."
Don't.
Okay. So
I'm already
hit-
feeling bad.
That's 3d10s, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
23 damage.
23 damage. This end is on death's door. You launch this javelin through its knee, and it just drops to the ground. And it's just, "Oh, no!"
Also, am I flying back because of the force of this, or?
I mean, I think for funniness.
I would say,
Okay.
yeah, like, I'm not gonna make you be punished because of your character choice and size. Like, you can be pushed back 5 feet. We'll say 5 feet.
Okay.
The Marshal is going to run up with his javelin and throw it at the Etten with a 19. He's probably going to drop him down.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay,
1.
I rolled a 1 on the d6, but he has a +3, and the Etten was at 2 health. So he was gonna die. The Marshal Sir Varden runs up and grabs a golden spear from out of this like large, it almost kind of looks like a quiver, but it like holds like spears in it, and launches this spear through this Ettin's head, and the Ettin off of this what is that? I would say 40-foot cliff up top of you. The Ettin falls down and like rolling down this large 100-foot drop into the water, and with a breath of fresh air, he looks around, seeing how many paladins, and he goes, "Get me a casualty report, ASAP. And Warren and Wretch, are you guys all right?"
Oh, I'm doing just dandy.
Lord Marshal, I have some quarrels with a certain outfitter in your city.
We just lost like 20 good men, and you're gonna complain to me right now?
He said there was no standard issue.
Amara comes to you and puts her hand on your back. She goes, "Not right now. Not the fight you want to have. Not the fight you want to have. Let's."
Wretch, we talked about this.
You can talk to me, Wretch. What happened? What happened? And she like brings you away, and the marshal comes up to you, Warren, and says, "God damn it! That was not the casualties we wanted to have on this fight. We've been dropped for 50%. We might have to turn around, Warren. I don't know if we have the firepower to continue this fight. And just tomorrow we're going to reach Kilmere."
We can't turn around. We can't let this thing live anymore.
You see Theodore approaches from behind him, says, "We've had an encounter with this before. If you want us to go ahead and take the reins, we could take these wagons and these lion shots, and we could take her down by ourselves." And he kind of looks like puzzled at you and Theodore, and he says, we'll march on. And he turns to behind the entire company and says, "All right, we'll set up camp just past this ravine. Get ready, and we'll rest up, lick our wounds, and tomorrow morning we march to it." And that is where we're going to end our session for today. Is there anything you guys want to plug?
Yeah, so if you're enjoying the adventure, be sure to follow us on our social medias. We're on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the 3 Rollingteers. 3 is spelled out. And on X at T3R Podcast.
Yeah, and make sure you do check those out, because our map is going to be posted on there, and we'll have clips on like our TikTok and everything like that. It is a fun time.
Yeah.
Mason, do you want to plug anything?
I don't think I have anything to plug, but we do have new episodes that drop every Friday. So mark your calendars, grab your dice. We'll meet you back in Varus for the next adventure.
All right. Bye.
Bye.